Welcome to Aptitude for Placements, and my name is Ranjit. I have conducted this aptitude training program at various engineering colleges all over India, and every year thousands of students get placed by attending this aptitude training program. Here you will find all the questions that are commonly encountered in most of the aptitude tests. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of these tests. So just familiarize yourself with all these questions and you will have a clear advantage when you attempt your actual placement test. Let's start. Let us start with the topic trains. Questions on relative velocity usually comes as trains. So first we'll just see what is relative velocity. To calculate a relative velocity, we need to have two objects. That is, two objects should be there. How much the distance between them, how much it changes per hour. Or it can be calculated in meters per second. The distance between two objects, how much it changes per hour. So we'll take some examples. Let us say you have a point here. Now there are two people A and B. They are both at this point. Now person A is moving in this direction at A kilometers per hour. So A is moving in this direction, A speed is A kilometers per hour, and B is moving in this direction and his speed is B kilometers per hour. Initially they are both here. So what is the relative velocity between A and B? So initially they are both here, so distance between them is 0. A speed is A kilometers per hour, so in 1 hour A will do A kilometers. And B speed is B kilometers per hour, so in 1 hour B will do B. Initially they are both here, so distance is 0. So after 1 hour the distance will now become A plus B. A has done A kilometers, B has done B kilometers. So after 1 hour distance has now become A plus B. That is why relative velocity in this case is A plus B kilometers per hour. They are getting separated by A plus B kilometers per hour, or generally distance between them is changing by A plus B kilometers every hour. Now let us look at one more case. There are 2 points like this. Person A is here, person B is here. Now initial distance between them is x kilometers. Person A is moving in this direction at A kilometers per hour, and person B is moving in this direction at B kilometers per hour. So now you can see that they are getting closer. In this case, what is the relative velocity between A and B? Initial distance between them is x kilometers. Now A speed is A kilometers per hour, so in 1 hour A will do A kilometers. B speed is B kilometers per hour, so in 1 hour B will do B kilometers. So after 1 hour the distance will become x minus A plus B. So you can see that initially it was x, after 1 hour it has become x minus A plus B. That is, they have got closer by A plus B kilometers per hour. So in this case also relative velocity is always A plus B. That is, in this case they are getting separated by A plus B kilometers every hour. In this case they are getting closer by A plus B kilometers every hour. Initially it is x, after 1 hour it has become x minus A plus B. They have got closer by A plus B kilometers. Now it doesn't matter if they are getting closer or if they are getting separated. In both the cases relative velocity is always A plus B, because distance between them changes by A plus B kilometers per hour. Now let us look at one more case. You have a point here. A and B are both here at this point. Person A is moving in this direction at A kilometers per hour. B also in the same direction at B kilometers per hour. In this case, what is the relative velocity between A and B? Initially they are both here, so distance between them is 0. A in 1 hour will do A kilometers, B will do B kilometers. So after 1 hour distance will now be A minus B kilometers. So in this case relative velocity is A minus B kilometers per hour. So I can generalize like this. Two people, they are moving in the same direction. Then relative velocity will be the difference of their speeds. It will be A minus B. They are moving in opposite directions. They are getting further apart or they are getting closer. Whenever they are moving in opposite directions, relative velocity is always A plus B. same direction A minus B. Let us start with the topic trains. Questions on relative velocity, it usually comes as trains. So let us look at some typical situations. Now I'll just draw a picture of a train because with pictures it is always easy to understand. Trains, they move on railway tracks. So I'll draw the railway track like this. Now you have a train here. This train is 100 meters long, moving on this railway track. The train is moving in this direction at, let us say, 20 meters per second. Now this is a railway track here, and just by the side of the railway track there's a person standing here. Now the person is just simply standing here by the side of the railway track. Now the question is, what is the time required for the train to overtake this person or to pass this person? So you have the basic formula, distance by speed gives you time. Now to pass this person, the train has to move its own body length. Its body length is 100 meters. So its own body length has to be moved. That is, distance is its own body length 100 divided by its speed is 20. So 100 by 20, time required is 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, this train will pass this person. Now assume that this person is moving in this direction. I'll just separate it here. Assume that this person is moving in this direction, in the same direction of that of the train, and his speed is 18 meters per second. So you can see that the train will still overtake this person because the train is moving at 20 meters per second. So what is the time required for the train to overtake this person? So relative to this one person, the train's own body length has to be moved. So distance to be moved is its own body length 100, and both the train and the person, they are both moving in the same direction. So relative velocity will be difference of their speeds. So that will be 20 minus 18, that is 2. So 100 by 2, that is in 50 seconds the train will overtake this person. Now let us look at one more situation. Assume that this person is moving in this direction, in the opposite direction, at, let us say, 5 meters per second. Now they are moving in opposite directions. So what is the time required for the train to cross this person? So relative to this person, its own body length has to be moved. So distance to be moved is its own body length 100 divided by relative velocity. They are moving in opposite directions. So relative velocity will be 20 plus 5. So 100 by 25 gives you 4. So in 4 seconds, this train will cross this person. Now generally when you have questions on trains, there will be many parallel railway tracks and trains moving in either direction. So let us look at some situations. So you have one railway track like this. Now the same train is here. This is 100 meters long, moving on this railway track at let us say 20 meters per second. Now there is another railway track here, parallel railway track. Now there is another train here. Now this train is slightly longer. It is 200 meters long, moving in the same direction, and its speed is, let us say, 10 meters per second. Now you can see that this train is much slower. Its speed is only 10 meters per second. So this train will overtake this train. So what is the time required for this train to be completely ahead of this train? Overtake this train means it should be completely ahead of this train. So you have the basic formula, distance by speed gives you time. Now to overtake this train, first the length of the slower train has to be moved. First this 200 meters have to be moved, then they will become equal. So distance to be moved is initially 200 meters, that's the length of the slower train, then they will become equal. Then after that its own body length 100 has to be moved. So to overtake this train has to be completely ahead of this train. So first the length of the slower train 200 meters, then they will become equal, and then its own body length 100 meters. So distance to be moved is 200 plus 100, 300. Now they are both moving in the same direction, so relative velocity will be 20 minus 10, difference of their speeds. So that will be 300 by 10, altogether 30 seconds will be needed. That is when they are moving in the same direction. Now let us look at a situation when they are moving in opposite directions. Assume that this train is moving in this direction at, let us say, 10 meters per second. Now they are going to cross each other. So again, to cross each other, both their body lengths have to be moved. That is 100 plus 200, altogether 300 meters have to be moved. Now they are moving in opposite directions, so relative velocity will be the sum of their speeds. That is 20 plus 10, 30. So that will be 300 by 30, altogether 10 seconds will be needed. So these are some typical situations on trains. Let us start with the questions now. Let me briefly explain how to prepare for your aptitude test. First of all, you need to familiarize yourself with all the questions that have been worked out here. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of the aptitude tests. After that, you need to attempt practice tests. According to me, you need to attempt at least 10 practice tests before your actual placement test. Here, I will be giving you 10 practice tests, and these practice tests will be ideal for you to improve your test scores. The 10 practice tests are available at a cost of only rupees 200. So all that you need to do is make a payment of rupees 200 either through Google Pay or through Phone Pay or through Paytm, and you will receive the 10 practice tests. The details of the payment comes next.